My name is Firoz. Okay, full name you can get on the website, I think. Okay, age is 45. I did my degree here in UTM long time ago, 1997, I think. Okay, and I did masters in UK lah, in computer system design lah. So the idea is system unit. Okay. When computers were designed 70, 60 years ago, basically they were simple lah. If you look, I think if you are not taking COA yet lah, COA, next semester you take COA, Computer Organization Architecture. So the original version of the computers, okay, they were very big, very huge lah. Okay, and yet all this, so they were mostly mechanical devices. That means you had operators, few operators. Okay, if you want to do something, okay, this operator press this operator open this operator attach this operator goes to the printer, do this. So it's not one person job. So that was the original computer design 60, 70 years ago lah. Then they improved into what we call workstation level. Workstation, that means still big machines. Workstation, we call it workstation level, big machines. So they had like one unit for CPU, one unit for tape, storage of tape, one unit memory storage, one unit connect to printer or something like that. So they had different units. Okay, different units. Still you need to have one or two operator to handle the units, all the different units. But mostly at that time, the machines were available for large organization, not personal people, not like us. So that means university level, company, things like that. They can afford all these computers, 60s, 70s, around that range lah, around that time lah. So we call it workstation. Around 70s, middle of 70s, around beginning of 80s lah. Around beginning of 80s, structures like personal computing came into the idea lah. So we had small things like Mac 2, Atari had computers, things like that. So very small, like this big, I think. You had keyboard, you still can type something, but at that time it was not window based lah. So it's basically text based. So that one was the first experience for users of personal computer users lah. That means from evolution from there. But the basic component for all this system, even the original one, they had the basic idea is still the same. They use what we call von Neumann architecture. Von Neumann means if you want to categorize this thing as a computer, you must have some kind of processor, the brain. You must have some kind of board. Doesn't matter what you use. This one also has a board inside, correct? Doesn't matter what electronic devices you use, it has a board. What we call the term will be what we call system bus. That means all the components are attached to this particular board. So we have board, system, we call it system bus. We have a brain, which is a processor. The third component will be the memory element, major memory element. Memory basically random access memory chips. So it doesn't matter you use flash, you use random access memory or ROM or things like that. You have memory element. And the last one, apa element, I think, input output. So input output means you can attach your system to something else. Like I said, you can attach to a printer box, hardware to store your data. So you have input. So basically this concept is still same up to now. Even the latest computer is still same concept. You're gonna have the system bus in the middle, which is your motherboard. You're gonna have the processor. Okay, you're gonna have the memory. This one you can decrease, increase, things like that. And you're gonna have input-output concept. Input-output can be a lot. You can even your CD, your pen drive, all those interfaces. All the interfaces that you see in laptop is basically input-output. Some of them are input, some of them are output. Correct? Like HDMI is output. So all these are categorized as input-output. So basically, all these elements are still same. From the original elements that were designed like in 60, 70 years ago. I mean, the concept is still, von Neumann concept is still the same. So the current computer, desktop and laptop still follows the same system unit. That means the same architecture. That means you must have board system bus, processor, memory element, and input-output concept. So basically this one is replicated in all desktop, all laptop. So nowadays this concept is basically even for your mobile, everything. Basically this one is also a computer actually, but it's not as heavy, extensive. It is not as big as your laptop or desktop. That's the only difference. It's still a computer because you're gonna have a processor, you're gonna have a system bus inside here, you're gonna have memory, and you're gonna have input-output options. Correct? You have ports, things like that. You can transfer data. Correct? So still it's a computer, but a simple version compared to the desktop and laptop version that we have now lah. That's the system unit lah, everything lah. My experience is basically on desktop. We started during my time lah, when I was a student, undergraduate student. We had, at that time we had PCs, but they were not as advanced like this lah. We had what we call terminal computers lah. Terminal computers. So that means you go to the lab, there is a PC, but the PC is connected to some kind of a network system or something like that. It's a simple network system or simple Windows. I think simple Windows at the time. So at that time it's difficult to find students who had laptop lah. I don't think laptop was popular at that time, 25 years ago. So we go to the lab. So we have this kind of desktop PC. From the desktop PC, when we want to use it, we have to boot the desktop PC. So it will be connected to a network banyan system or something like that. And the screen is like a simple. I think that one. I think my time was. It's a monochrome screen. Monochrome means I don't know, not monochrome, but one single color. The green screen. Okay, not like color screens now lah. It was monochrome. Basically simple system. Okay, so you boot, it will connect to network and it will load lah the system. And if you want to do program, that means you have to have an account or something like that. Go into the system and then you can open programming lah. C, Pascal, I think. What else? COBOL, all those basic programming languages. And that time, most probably, if you want to save the program, there were no like online stuff lah. Basically, the only option that you had was diskette. Okay, very old, 1.44 megabyte diskette lah. Okay, so that means if you want to save the program, you can save on the server or you can save on a diskette. Alright, so that time you didn't have like pen drive. I think didn't have pen drive. I think that time you didn't have pen drive. Okay, you didn't have pen drive, so we have only diskette or CD, or the old CD, not Blu-ray, the old CD version. So usually we save in the diskette lah. So that was my experience on using laptop lah, the original one lah. After that, slowly they improved lah. We got like normal desktop PCs, then we had laptops, then these things came lah, like flash drive, then what online stuff lah, online things like that. That's my experience on the desktop part lah. For laptop, I think basically everybody will be the same lah. I think that's the version of the laptop lah. At that time, the laptop were bigger, heavier, usually heavier, bigger. And the functionality wise, you had not limited function. Basically, the function is there. They had what we call different interfaces. Okay, they had something like modem. Okay, LPT1 printer port. Nowadays, you see laptop, they have only a few interfaces, correct? USB or maybe HDMI or things like that only. But the old laptop, they had a lot of different things. COM1, LPT1. I think what else? This was there. And things like that, but the design of the laptop is basically same lah. The operating system, like I said, the network operating system. Then I had experience using Windows berapa? I don't know. Windows, I think the original Windows 3. I think Windows 3.11. Okay, so the GUI is there, but it's not like this lah. Very crude GUI. Windows 3.11. And for laptop, we had Windows 95, Windows 3.1, depending on the situation lah. So that's my experience on using laptops and desktop lah. Based on smartphone, I'm a late user actually. I didn't use smartphones until how many years ago? How many years? Let me think. Maybe 10 years ago. I'm not sure lah. But I was not the first one of the first user of the smartphone. So I waited until it was necessary to use the smartphone. Then only I bought a smartphone and I used the smartphone. So originally I was using simple normal phones lah. So I still have the normal phone lah, because to call is easier to use the normal phone compared to the smartphone lah. And because this one battery lasts longer, correct? This one can last like few days lah. This one 10 hours finish, so hassle for me lah. If people want to call, I will still use the old one lah, Nokia one. This one is a new version lah. It's not that old lah. It's new, few months old. But I will still use this one since the battery will last a bit longer. So for calling purposes and for SMS, I still use this one. This one is basically for smartphone. It's usually for you guys lah, smart WhatsApp group, all this lah, communication, things like that. I need to use smartphone lah. But I was a late user lah for smartphone. Basically, I didn't use the smartphone until it was really necessary, and everybody was using it. So when WhatsApp came up, Telegram, all these messaging apps, things like that, Line, all that, correct? At that time, it was necessary to use this thing.